So very good morning to dear students. Today in continuation to our industrial pharmacy next topic in unit 3. Today we will cover that regulatory requirements for the drug approvals. Uh, as such, this title suggests that whenever we develop some new molecules, we have to get approved from some regulatory bodies which are specific for that particular countries, and what are the requirements for that regulatory approval, and before that how that drug uh, development processes start, that we will discuss in this today's lecture. So when we talk about these regulatory requirements, so first we must know the stages of drug development or the drug development process. So number one is the discovery and development. Means first there is the discovery of the new molecule. We will here call it as a new molecule or the new drug candidate, and then uh, there is development and discovery is there. Then after that discovery and development, there is the preclinical research is there. Preclinical means such types of research are carried out in by using some animals to check the pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic, toxicology, its physiological properties of that particular drug. Then clinical research is carried out. So generally this clinical research is carried out in human beings, and then there is FDA review is there for that particular drug. What are the results of this preclinical, clinical, and then FDA post market, that is the safety monitoring after the product come into the market. How this what is the effect of this product, there are some interaction with other drugs, or itself this drug having some interaction. All this study is carried out, and it is called as the post market survey or the safety monitoring. And according to that, if some toxic effects are observed, so product is recalled, modifications are done, or some dose adjustment is carried out. So this is in brief the stages. First is the discovery, second is the preclinical, third one is the clinical, then FDA review means there is application to the FDA by that filling some forms, then submission of this all this data, and then post market monitoring is there. For all these things, that is for drug discovery, preclinical, clinical, and FDA review, there is the drug development teams are there. The role of this drug development team is to do all these activities. We already discussed that it takes around 10 to 12 years for the drug discovery, and as soon as this drug discovery is carried out, simultaneously all these preclinical, clinical studies are carried out to check whether this drug is suitable for FDA approval or not. So the drug discovery and development requires a close interaction of large number of scientific disciplines. Means many uh, uh, that departments are involved in such types of drug development. Then various stages are there for this drug development, and this team initiates all these stages. So when we talk about this project management team or the drug development team, what are their responsibilities? So the number one is reviewing research results from experiments conducted by any of the various scientific discipline. Say there are the preclinical studies are carried out in animal, so they have to uh, do the analysis outcome, what are the outcome of that particular study. So this is the first responsibility. Then integrating new research result with previously generated data. they have some previously generated data. The results are came for that preclinical. They found some deviations. So they first, how they came to know that there is the deviation or the data is exact? By integrating and reviewing and matching the data. Then next one is the planning research study to further characterize a drug candidate. Means if they want to know that some lacuna is there in that particular new moiety, means there may be some solubility problem, it is not potent, so they plan some other research, they will modify that structure and they again start synthesizing, means they suggest. So this is initially carried out at this discovery and development. So this is the role of discovery and development, drug development team. So planning, they plan some research. Then preparing a detailed drug development plan. They have to prepare a drug development plan, including some steps which are very crucial in development of that drug, say temperature, heating time, or some important chemical, their quantity, then generating a timeline for completion. They have to again they develop a timeline for that particular completion of each and every activity, and then uh, defining the critical path. Critical path means what? They have to go with that particular plan, and according to that plan they have to furnish all the activities. So by doing all these things, this that project management team, so they do a plan uh, according to that requirements of that sponsor or that management, and they say that within this 1 year, 2 year or 3 year we are having this development process. Then next one, in that monitoring the status of research studies to ensure that they are being conducted according to the timeline. Means first they have to prepare a timeline and then they have to monitor that particular work is carried out according to the requirements. Then they have to modify the plans as new information becomes available. Then they have to compare this research and development status with that timeline with the frame with the for that particular drug under development. Then appropriate market survey has to be carried out, and such teams do this market survey for what? After the development of particular drug, whether this drug will sustain in the market, whether it will fulfill the need for the patients, all these are included in this marketing survey. Then uh, all these data, that is from preclinical, clinical, for every time preclinical team will share the data to the management, clinical team will study the share the data to the management, marketing people will share the data to the management. So this is the reporting of status for each department to the management and making recommendation on the continued development of drug candidate. So they say that this is the uh, development in this particular segment, and we need it to be carried out further. So they have to report the management. So these are some responsibilities of the project team. Then when we talk about this project management team, so various types of project teams are involved in the drug discovery. I rightly said that for each department there is one team is there. So number one, we can broadly classify it in two to three. Number one is the drug discovery project team, that is the initial one. So this is a very small group of researcher. We can say that this is the R&D type research, and it is, we can say that, the first project team, and it is commonly called as the discovery project team. Then its primary responsibility is to identify the lead compound or classes of compounds which can be, we can continue for further research. Means from so many synthesized components, they say that this product is worthy to work upon it, so that's why we can get a new molecule. So what they will do, initially they do the screening. There are a lot of components are synthesized in the lab. For that they do the screening for that particular components, and then this screening maybe depends upon by using some computer CAD, that is the computer aided drug designing. They have some libraries for that particular components, and they match that structure with that particular ligands, and after that they say that this product or this drug moiety can be studied further. So some activities are carried out for such types of study. The primary endpoint used in this assessment is the potency of various lead components in the disease model. Means how that drug behave in that particular model to cure, or to at which extent it will cure that particular disease. This is the primary endpoint for the study of such types of tip. The pharmacology results are shared with the chemist, who then prepare analogs of most active compounds to explore further structure activity relationship. So rightly say that they find some lacuna, that its pharmacological activity is not up to that extent, its pharmacodynamic effect is not up to that extent, or its physiological chemical property, physiochemical property like melting point, or maybe the crystallinity, or maybe the solubility has to be changed. So they develop these data, and this data is then transferred to the chemist, who prepare some another molecules depending upon the that information received from such team, and they may be the called as the structure activity relationship. The results of preliminary studies are integrated with the biological activity data. If some problems are there, they encounter some problems with that previously generated that SAR information, they used to develop a new compound. Then it is evaluated for again for the potency and undesirable structure attributes which causes the developability problem. Means they find out by using this star which component or which group is responsible for undesirable effect, what substitute we can make in this structure, so that's why we get a desired product. So all these are studied. So it causes that undesirable structure which causing problem, it is identified, and such types of problems has been deleted or minimized. Then next, its responsibility is to check and ensure that change did not adversely affect the desirable characteristics and did substantially alter previously defined undesirable characteristics. So this iterative process continues until a lead component is desired. Lead means as the component which is required, and until and unless this component is get, all these processes repeated. How they repeat the process? Initially there is one moiety is there, or so many moieties are there in their lab. They study that which moiety or which component is can be studied further. So they go for the structure activity relationship. Okay, they find out some group which is responsible for having some toxic effects or undesirable effects. So they modify that groups. By during that modification, they keep in mind that pharmacological action will not change, or it will not affect its pharmacological action, and this process is continued till a lead component is identified. Once the discovery project team recommendation for preclinical development, means after this project, after this moiety is uh, defined, it will they will go for this preclinical development for that particular candidate, and this team is either disbanded, means it is now stop their work, or same team is continued for next, that is the preclinical study, or the to determine the what are the various what are the various approaches for that particular moiety. Many of the discovery project team members become the members of more former preclinical development project team. So many members from this uh, discovery phase, they transfer into the preclinical development project team. The next team is the preclinical drug development project team. After management's acceptance for the lead candidate as a drug candidate, the preclinical drug development team start working. Uh, so in addition to this preclinical and the scientific discipline, for example, pharmacology, chemistry, toxicology, drug metabolism, and pharmacokinetic and biopharmaceutics, means from all these discipline, the persons are there in this preclinical team. Apart from that, the researchers from various disciplines are also involved. That are the management. What is the role of this management in this team? They assign project team leader and coordinator who are responsible for development of drug candidates. So these management persons from this management, what they do, they assign the one team leader for that particular projects, then coordinator, which is having the responsibility for development of this drug candidate. Then there is the regulatory affair and quality assurance personnel. So this person from this department, they ensures that the developmental studies meet regulatory requirements. We already discussed this about these regulatory requirements and are conducted according to the regulatory guidelines. Means they have to monitor that this particular product is this particular studies we are carrying out during this preclinical are as per the regulatory guidelines. Then the next part of this team is the clinical researchers. So they provide input into the study design so that the generated results supports the proposed clinical program, and to initiate development of clinical safety and tolerance and efficacy protocols and the investors brochure. Means clinical researcher, what they study, that particular results we are getting, that results are matching with our investors brochure. Means clinical safety, its toxicological effect, its tolerance, all these parameters are studied during this preclinical, and these clinical researchers monitor all this activity. Then the next part of this team is the analytical chemist. They develop assays and characterize the drug substance and the drug product. Assay means what? That particular product is there. So what is the method development for that to determine the content for that particular uh, that the pure drug. If they are using some animal parts, they are taking blood. So what will be the procedure to develop? What will be the procedure to determine the particular drug moiety or drug candidate being studied, and its uh, quantity in that particular organs or blood. So this is the role of this analytical chemist. Then the manufacturing chemist is there. Manufacturing means production for that particular candidate. So they scale up the synthesis of these drug candidates. Scale up means what? They increase the production. Why? Because during that uh, uh, preclinical or clinical studies, large amount of drug is required because large number of uh, that persons are involved in this study. Means if we say that the clinical study, so phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 are there, so n number of patient get enrolled for such types of study, so the quantity of drug is required, so scale up is carried out for that particular drug. Then marketing experts. This is again the part of this team. So they determine that the drug candidate has a potential market. Means we are developing a product. Say have antihypertensive medicine or drug using the diabetes or drug using some particular cancer. So there is the huge market. Patients suffering from such types of disease. So they say that we are investing 10 to 12 year billions of dollars. So is there any market? Is there any sustainability of our product if we develop it? So this is the uh, role of these marketing experts in this team. The responsibility of the preclinical development project team is to prepare a drug development plan which lists all the studies necessary for successful development of the drug candidate. Once the development studies are listed, means they plan that development studies, means for 3 months we will do this study, after 3 months we will do this study. So all this plan is there and integrated into a logic plan. The next aspect is to develop a timeline. So already discussed that for 3 months we will carry out this preclinical, then we will go for such types of, we will change either the animal or the number of the animals. If some toxicity is appeared in that animal, we will decrease the dose. So they frame such types of timeline. The completed drug development plan is presented to and accepted by the management. So such types of development plan is developed, prepared, and then it is accepted by the management. One of the final responsibility of the preclinical drug development project team is to prepare an IND, investigational new drug application, and to submit the appropriate documents to the FDA or other regulatory agency. This is again one responsibility to prepare the regulatory documents. Then next team is the clinical drug development project team. So in this clinical, itself name indicates here, study is carried out in the 3 phases. Here human beings are involved. Initially in phase 1, few number of patient healthy patients are there. In then the number of patients are that volunteer, here we will say that the volunteers, number of volunteers are increased in phase 2 and phase 3. So after that, such types of preclinical data is submitted, they take permission from FDA to go for such types of clinical development. So again, the team is formed. Some persons from previous teams are there. Some new persons get joined. Some new person joins are the physicians, maybe the doctors. We can say that doctor. The role of doctor is to conduct such types of clinical study. If some persons are hired from out, we can say that the outsource, so their role is to monitor the such types of clinical trials. We can say here that the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So the role of the physician is to conduct or monitor such types of clinical studies. The next part of this team is the clinical research associates, CRA. You very well know this short form, CRA, clinical research associate. What is the role of this CRA? They coordinate and monitor the phase 1, 2, and 3 and ensures that the appropriate documents are correctly prepared. So their main role is to prepare a documents related to this phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Then the next that person involved in this team is the person from the manufacturing department. Why this person from the manufacturing department? Earlier also there is this person from this manufacturing department is there. The role of this person from this manufacturing department is that again the number of volunteers are increased, so the quantity of drug required in more quantity, so they scale up the manufacturing. Then the person from the quality control department is there, because the products are developed. As that product is developed, new product is developed, their assay, validation, and some analytical study is to be carried out, and they have to match all these results with the predetermined. Some data are there, they are having some dossier, so they have to match that data with that dossier. So this is the role of this QA, that is the quality control person, so to do all this study. Then statistician is also involved in this team. They their role is to assist in designing clinical protocols and in evaluating generated results from both non-clinical and clinical studies. So they design the protocols, they do some statistical analysis, and from that statistical analysis they select the that the volunteers for, say, placebo, for actual drug, and what will be the T50, what will be the selection criteria, what will be the rejection criteria. So they do all these statistically. Then clinical pharmacokinetics. Person from this clinical pharmacokinetic department is also there. They Their main role is to support phase 1 studies and to design and conduct pharmacokinetic studies in spatial population. So they do these pharmacokinetic studies. They evaluate that pharmacokinetic parameters. Pharmacokinetic means ADME. So absorption, uh, distribution of that particular drug, metabolism, excretion. Then marketing. Again, we can say that person from this marketing to continue the evaluating the status of competitors drug candidate and the potential of our drug, our candidate which we are developing, whether it will be having sale in the market, what will be the requirement for that particular segmented drug in the market. So that's why we can we will able to sell that market. So it may be related to the dosage form also, not only the pharmacological activity, but also the dosage form, means whether it in the tablet form it will be acceptable, whether it in the injectable form, means if it is used in the emergency cases, so it will be available in the injectable forms. If it is for the pediatrics, so suspensions, or if it is water soluble, then the solutions we can prepare, syrups we can prepare. So all these are included in this marketing. So the person from this marketing department do all types of study. The final responsibility of the clinical project team is to ensure that all the research studies are appropriately documented in technical reports or scientific publication, and to compile this information along with necessary summaries into NDA or BLA submission. So what they do, they compile all the data, all the reports, all the generated results, and they compile all these results, and they also prepare some documentations which are required for such types of NDA or BLA submissions. Then after submission, the project team interacts with the regulatory agencies, say FDA or CDSCO, and provides answers to any questions that FDA or CDSCO, they find out some queries related to that product. So they find out they provide the answers to such types of queries. They satisfied by giving the answers for that particular questions raised by such regulatory agency. If uh, requested, the project team designs and conduct the necessary research studies to support the submissions. If they that persons from that regulatory agency raise some questions, so they go for the research also to support their results. Once these product get approved from NDA or BLA, the final responsibility of the clinical development team is to coordinate the launch of new therapeutic agents. So means we can say that they go for the launching of this new drug development. So this is, we can say that this is related to the teams. What are the members, what are their responsibilities for that development of products. So